Is Samsung finally fixing its software problems before the Galaxy Z Flip 7 even launches? That's what recent leaks suggest. After the rocky rollout of One UI 7, with its bugs, laggy animations, and confusing features, it looks like Samsung is trying to get things right this time with One UI 8. And if everything goes as expected, the changes could make a big difference, especially for people using flip and foldable phones. One of the first things spotted in early tests of One UI 8 is smoother animations. If you've ever used One UI 7 and tried closing several apps quickly, you might have noticed the animations freeze or glitch a little. It's not a huge issue, but it can make the phone feel less polished. In One UI 8, Samsung seems to have fixed that. When you close apps quickly one after another, the animations now flow better without freezing or skipping. This might seem like a small thing, but it can make the phone feel faster and more reliable during daily use. Another interesting update is about the Now bar. If you don't know what that is, the Now bar is a small section on the screen that shows useful information like your current music, the weather, or shortcuts to settings. On the Galaxy Z Flip 6, this feature was only available on the inner screen, which didn't make much sense. The point of a flip phone is to be able to use it without opening it all the time. So why wasn't this quick info bar available on the cover screen? Well, with One UI 8, that might finally change. Samsung is reportedly working on bringing the Now bar to the outer display, which means you'll be able to check info and control apps with a simple tap without opening the phone. There's also a strong chance that One UI 8 could launch along with the new Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Galaxy Z Fold 7, possibly as early as July during Samsung's next Unpacked event. That would be a big step forward, especially considering how slow and delayed the One UI 7 and Android 15 rollouts were. If Samsung can launch its new software alongside its next-gen foldables, it could show users that it's back on track. Speaking of new hardware, there are a few things to expect with the Z Flip 7. Leaks suggest the phone might have a slightly bigger cover screen, a new Exynos 2500 processor made by Samsung, and a larger battery to help it last longer. The charging speed, though, is likely to stay the same as before. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 could come with Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Elite processor, be thinner than the last model, and possibly even feature a 200-megapixel main camera, which would be a big jump in photo quality. Even though things have been a bit slow in the foldable phone market, many experts think that could change soon. There are even rumors that Apple might release a foldable iPhone by the end of 2026. That means Samsung doesn't have much time to waste if it wants to stay ahead. Software improvements like those in One UI 8 could be the key to keeping users happy and loyal. Of course, there's always the chance that One UI 8 won't be ready in time, and Samsung might go with a One UI 7.1 update instead. But whether it's a full version or just a point release, the early signs suggest Samsung is focusing on the right things: better performance, smoother animations, and smarter use of hardware like the cover screen. These kinds of small updates can make everyday use more enjoyable, and they show that Samsung is listening. What do you think about the upcoming changes in One UI 8 and the new foldables? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech updates.
Is Samsung about to launch one of its slimmest smartphones ever? Well, according to a fresh leak, we finally have a launch date for the Galaxy S25 Edge, and it's coming sooner than you might think. Back on April 3, early reports hinted that the Galaxy S25 Edge would be launched on May 13. That seemed like a solid prediction, but now it's all but confirmed. A new teaser image posted by the well-known leaker of leaks shows the phone's silhouette alongside the words 13 Maggio 2025. In case you're wondering, Maggio, it's Italian for May. So yes, this leak just backed up the May 13 launch. It looks like Samsung might be going for an online-only event this time. That wouldn't be too surprising. Many brands are moving away from big in-person launches. And honestly, a sleek phone like this doesn't need a flashy stage. Just seeing how thin it is might be enough to grab attention. Speaking of thin, that's really what sets the Galaxy S25 Edge apart. It's just 5.8 millimeters thick, making it one of Samsung's slimmest phones ever. On top of that, it has a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display, so you're still getting a large, high-quality screen in a super slim body. But of course, a design this thin means some compromises. And this time, It's the camera setup that's taking the hit. According to the leak, Samsung has removed the telephoto lens from the S25 Edge. That might disappoint some users, especially if you care about zoom photography. But if you're more into portability and a clean design, this phone could be perfect. Powering the device is the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, so there's no shortage of performance here. This is the same chip expected in other top-tier smartphones this year, so even though the camera has been trimmed down, speed and performance won't be an issue. The design also features a solid metal build, which helps balance the slim profile with durability. And while Samsung hasn't officially confirmed everything, the teaser clearly pushes the phrase beyond slim. So yeah, they're leaning hard into the design aspect. Now, here's where things get a bit tricky: availability. Early reports suggest that the Galaxy S25 Edge will first go on sale in South Korea and China about a week after the May 13 launch event. If that's true, the phone may hit the US around May 30. There's still no word on when or if it will be released in other markets like Europe or India. Some sources also say that the Galaxy S25 Edge might be limited in availability. That could be due to production constraints or maybe even pricing. And speaking of price, this phone isn't exactly budget-friendly. The 256GB version is expected to cost around $1,049, while the 512GB model could be priced at about $1,140. That's pretty steep, especially for a phone that's skipping a telephoto lens. But it's clear that Samsung is aiming this at users who care more about design and portability than having every feature packed in. So, is the Galaxy S25 Edge worth it? If you've been waiting for a sleek, ultra-thin phone with flagship-level power and don't mind the missing zoom lens, it might just be what you're looking for. But if you're someone who wants the full camera experience, this probably isn't the right fit. Have you ever looked at your phone for a while and suddenly felt your eyes getting tired or even a slight headache without knowing why? It might not be your screen size or brightness. It could actually be something called PWM dimming. And with the Pixel 10, Google might finally be fixing it. PWM stands for pulse width modulation. It's a method used by phone displays, especially OLED ones, to control brightness. Instead of smoothly reducing the light, it turns the screen on and off very fast. This flickering is usually too fast for the eye to notice directly. But the problem is, if the flicker rate is too low, it can cause real discomfort for some people. You might feel eye strain, fatigue, or even slight headaches, especially in low light or when scrolling through your phone for long periods. Here's where things stand today. The Pixel 9 series uses a PWM dimming rate of just 240 Hz. That's not very high. And while it may be okay for many users, others, especially those sensitive to flicker, can really feel the difference. For comparison, Samsung's Galaxy S25 series offers around 492 Hz, which is definitely better, though still not perfect. But some Android brands are already taking it much further. For example, Honor's Magic 6 Pro uses a 4,320 Hz PWM dimming rate, at least when brightness is below 30%. That kind of rate makes the screen feel almost flicker-free to the human eye. Once brightness goes over 30%, it drops to about 360 Hz, which is still higher than what Google currently offers. The good news, Google finally seems to be paying attention. In a recent April 2025 statement, Google confirmed that their teams are aware of the problem and are working on improvements. They even said we could expect updates later this year. That timing strongly suggests that the change will arrive with the Pixel 10 series, which is likely to launch around October. And this is not something that can be fixed with a simple software update. Raising the PWM rate usually requires changes at the hardware level. That means the improvement would likely be built into the Pixel 10 display from the start. If that happens, it could be a huge step forward, especially for people who care about eye comfort but still want to use a Pixel phone. There's still no official word on whether Google will introduce DC dimming, another method used to reduce flicker completely. Brands like Xiaomi already use it, and it's one of the cleanest ways to reduce strain. But even without it, just increasing the PWM rate alone would be a big step in the right direction. Why does this matter so much? Well, let's face it, displays are one of the most used parts of any phone. Whether you're watching videos, reading, or just messaging, you're staring at that screen for hours every day. A more comfortable screen can improve your daily experience in ways you don't even notice right away, but your eyes do. Google's Pixel phones are already known for their great cameras, smooth Android experience, and regular updates. But display comfort? That's been one of the weaker points. This upgrade would help Google catch up with other Android brands and maybe even win over people who avoided Pixels for this reason. So if you're someone who's ever felt eye strain from long phone use or just wants the best display experience possible, keep an eye on the Pixel 10. And as always, nothing is confirmed until the launch event, but the signs look promising. We'll keep watching this story closely. So if you want to stay updated with all the latest Pixel news and smartphone leaks, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.